Hey, I'm Joel with Power Stance Import Export, and thanks for checking us out. This is a video for an eBay listing, but if you happen to stumble across it through a random YouTube search or suggestion and you have any questions about these vehicles, don't hesitate to give us a call at the number listed above, or you can find us online at powerstanceimport.com. Also, Instagram, Facebook, this YouTube channel, or even the eBay store at Power Stance Import Export. We are the largest supplier of Land Rover Defenders in Michigan and most of the Midwest, and we're a licensed used car dealer located right here in Oxford, Michigan. Thanks for watching. Hello, and up for sale today I've got a beautiful 1991 Land Rover Defender 130 Crew Cab pickup. Now this is a right-hand drive UK import. It's now located here in Michigan and comes with a clean, clear Michigan title. So let me walk you around the vehicle. I'll show you the outside, the inside, the underside, and we'll take it for a test ride as well. Now this is the 200 TDI 4-cylinder turbo diesel, and it's a lovely motor. It runs great. There's a few new things on here. I see a new fuel pump there, or lift pump, and then the fuel injection pump looks to have been remanufactured as well. And I see all sorts of new hoses and hose clamps on here. So these have all been updated recently. And we do have silicone hoses on the intercooler. And I believe this is a larger aftermarket. I mean, it is definitely way larger than the standard intercooler. So that'll give you a few extra ponies. The bulkhead, the footwells, as you can see, a couple different colors there. So this has been repainted in a different color than original, but the footwells are in great shape. I don't see any rust there. And on top as well. So the footwells and bulkhead are in great shape, and you can see the corners of the bulkhead here. No rust bubbles or anything like that. And the bulkhead is in really good shape. And I don't see any leaks coming out of the motor. No head gasket leaks. The valve cover's holding its oil in, doing its job. And the intake side as well looks pretty clean. Now you can see that the fan shroud is missing and the fan blade is also missing, but it does have an aftermarket electronic fan to control the radiator temperature, which works a little bit better than the factory one. Gets you a little bit better heat in the winter, a little bit cooler running vehicle in the summer as well. Okay, there's a quick look at the, as much as we can see, of the footwells on the passenger side. Really good shape. There's the bulkhead corners there. Tiny little bit of corrosion on this hinge right here, but it does have stainless steel hinge pins. Windscreen seal is in great shape as well. No chips or cracks. Bonnet, beautiful shape. And we do have checker plate here on the wings, and pretty standard lights, signals up front. We do have this aftermarket heritage style grille cover and a galvanized front bumper as well. That's all aftermarket. Wheel flares are painted to match the body, which is good. We got a beautiful set of Cooper STT Pros on 16-inch steel wheels. Now recently this vehicle has been painted. The roof and wheels were just painted to kind of freshen it up a little bit, but the blue paint is about 4 or 5 years old, I think. New set of side steps as well. New galvanized hinges. Now these doors are in lovely shape. There's no corrosion whatsoever on the door bottoms or door tops. But it looks like these are newer skins. So what will happen if the doors go bad, you can replace the skins and weld up the bottom corners just like this. So the doors are in pretty decent shape. Again, no corrosion on the door bottoms or up here by the window where they normally get a little bubbly. Same thing on the rear doors. Beautiful shape. New door handles. So tiny little bit of welding right here, and then the door on the frames on the bottom look pretty decent. original door cards. And this is a aftermarket set of seat covers as well. These are Mesai, and it's kind of a tan cream and black leather cover. And new carpet set in the rear as well. Door seals look good. Window seals all look good. I don't see any corrosion or cracking in these in the rubber. Rear sliding window also, no rattles out of that or anything. Now the bed is in pretty decent shape as well. I don't see any dents or any scratches in the paint. The tailgate is, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10, only because of this right here. There's a dent right here, and unfortunately the paint kind of chipped. So that's pretty much the only blemish on the vehicle. And there's a good look at the rear cross member. That has been replaced. And while we're here, we'll take a look at the chassis. In beautiful shape. Fresh coat of wax oil. And this is where the chassis or the rear cross member was cut and replaced right there. So as you can see, now it's in beautiful shape. Moving along to the passenger side, same story. Corners all lovely. The caps on the bed, beautiful shape. No dents or anything like that in the bed. So it looks like the bed has not been worked very hard in its life. It does have a bed liner, which is nice. And again, here's a good look at the chassis. Pretty clean. I don't see anywhere where it's been cut or welded other than the rear cross member. And same story on the passenger side as well. Beautiful door skins, no corrosion, no bubbling in the paint. And the frames look pretty decent. I don't see any welding on this one actually. This door is in pretty good shape. And there's the carpet set, seat covers. There's your galvanized hinges with stainless hardware. Okay, another little repair here on the corner of that door. And then seat box has a new set of carpet as well. This looks like an Exmoor trim set. Center drink holder. This is the LT77 5-speed, LT230 center locking transfer case. And dashboard has been matched to, or has been updated to match the seats. And we do have this Puma style dashboard. Now you can put all sorts of lights and accessories on here, even electric windows. But the only buttons that work on it right now are the hazards and the heated windscreen. So this will heat up your windshield. You see all these little tiny lines in here, which you can't really see on the camera, but it will heat up the whole windshield, which is kind of sweet. Headliner, that's been replaced as well. And we do have a working interior light, which is a Christmas miracle. They normally don't work. All right. So that's pretty much the whole outside. Let's go ahead and start it up, and then we'll take a look underneath. So we do have 77,000 miles on the clock. The gauges are working. Heat comes on nice and strong. Radio's working. And the engine purrs like a sewing machine. Nice clean oil. Low back pressure. And no smoke out of the tailpipe. Okay, starting off here in the rear, looks like a lovely set of brake calipers. Shocks and springs are good. Chassis rails look great. And there's your rear cross member. It's a good look at the rear axle, nice and tidy. No leaks out of the fill plug. And it does have the dual springs on here, so it's got an inner and an outer spring. Give you a little bit more capacity. All right, and there's your rear calipers. disc brakes in the rear, so that's been upgraded to a 300 TDI axle, which is nice. All right, and again, this is where they cut and welded the new chassis, or the new rear cross member, which is in lovely shape. All right, so here's the rear axle and rear drive shaft. I see some new hardware there on the universal joint, so that's been replaced recently. There's your parking brake. There is your transfer case. A little dirty, but I don't see anything leaking or dripping off of the transfer case, which is nice. And then here's a good look at the chassis. The middle outriggers, beautiful shape. And there's your front outriggers as well. Okay, and here we are on the passenger side. There's a good look at the battery box, which is in beautiful shape. And the middle outriggers as well, beautiful shape. There's the chassis, there's the bottom of the chassis. Missed a spot there with the wax oil, but pretty decent shape all in all. There's the rear axle. And again, the transfer case, exhaust, front axle, front outriggers. All right, and lastly up front, there's a good look at the swivel seals in beautiful shape. There's your steering drop arm, steering stabilizer. Here's a good look at the bottom of the motor. Looks very clean. I don't see anything dripping out of the oil pan. And then passenger side swivels, pretty decent shape as well. Ball joints, all looking good. Front dumb irons as well, really good shape. Okay, so let's take it for a spin down the road. I will show you the gear changes, the steering, the braking, and all that good stuff. And let's go ahead and get this gorgeous dark navy blue paint job a little bit dirty because the roads are pretty nasty today. All right, so this is the LT77 gearbox. I don't know if I mentioned that before or not, but it's a 5-speed gearbox. Let's go through all the gears. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off. You can hear the fan, so I'll turn that off. And we'll turn the radio down so you can hear every little bit of noise coming out of this vehicle. So there's second gear. There's third gear. All right. Yeah, just went over a big pothole area in the middle of the road there, and the bumps soaked it up like nothing. And it's actually a very quiet, smooth ride. Oh yeah, yeah, it rides really nice. I don't hear any rattling coming from the windows. Just a little bit of rattle from the seat, I think. But other than that, very quiet ride, very smooth. Engine pulls nicely. We're going uphill in fourth gear. And I'll go ahead and downshift to third gear. Yeah, I can barely hear the engine in this interior. So a lot of soundproofing. Seems to be doing its job. All right, there's third gear. We're going to top that out. There's fourth gear and fifth gear. So we're cruising at about 45 miles an hour. And we're going down a dirt road here with potholes in it, and it's actually very quiet. All right, so we'll get on the brakes here, and no pulling right or left, no squeaking or vibration, so the brakes are working real good. And I'll go ahead and put it in reverse, and the LT77 reverse is all the way to the left and up. Make sure nobody's coming. All right. Okay, and let's go through the gears one more time. And we'll try to max out the RPMs on each gear. Up to third. That's first gear. Second gear. Third gear. And that's 45, 50. Fourth gear. And fifth gear again. Yeah, super smooth ride, actually. Most Land Rovers are going to be pretty bumpy, and definitely not a Cadillac, but this one, pretty close to it. I do like the longer wheelbase, makes it a little bit less of a front to back bounce, and it does ride very nice. All right, thanks for watching.